3 o'clock. Good afternoon, everyone. So it's my great pleasure to chair this year's Electors meeting. With the joys of local government regulations, I'm actually presenting the 23-24 annual report. June 24 seems a very long time ago. There have been some massive changes within our organisation. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Mark Furr as our new CEO, taking over from Mr. Darren Molyneux after many years. We've also got a new works manager, a new manager of finance, and a reorganisation of the executive team. With a very tight economic environment and employment market, Council and Shire have gone about increasing efficiency while still providing absolute quality for our wonderful community, because in the end, that is our purpose, serving you. We want to make the most of ratepayers' money, ever mindful of waste. I would like to take this opportunity to not only thank our amazing Shire staff, but my current councillors. Your commitment, support and professionalism to service is most valued by me, so thank you all. Speaking from a current perspective, Council has now been able to refocus away from the shop rebuild after many years of singular direction. The shop has proven that we can achieve so much more if we put our collective minds to a goal. We can now go back to our pre-COVID strategy of revitalisation of the main street. Much has changed and new priorities have now become evident. Many years ago, Bruce Rock was the envy of many of our neighbours for our roads, and our council has now prioritised this philosophy going forward. As such, we are focusing on purchasing a jet patch to increase speed, efficiency, quality and a quality output of our works team. We're still committed to revitalising the main street, to upgrading facilities and constructing our new playground. We still have vision for where Bruce Rock will be in 10, 20, 40, 50 years from now, and we will take our amazing community there. But it's that direction, the roads we take, that will be different. And now they will be a lot smoother. My fellow councillors and I are here for you. Mark, our CEO, is here for you. His door is always open. Correct, Mark? Yes, it is. Never be afraid to talk to any of us, because that is how we learn and can take all of us on a sustainable, exciting journey together. Thank you. We have a record of attendances. Do I have any apologies from anyone? No? We have our 24 minutes. Do I have a confirmation of the annual general meeting held on the 8th of February 2024? Do I have a mover and a seconder? Thank you, Mr. Curry, nearly calling Councillor Curry. Do I have a seconder? Thanks, Mr. Foss. All those in favour? Thank you. It's unanimous. Just going back to those minutes, business arising from the previous minutes, there were 3 items. So there was an item requesting the park that was removed outside the old butcher shop. Just an update. As part of our revitalisation plan, we are looking at all options. So that's probably best left at that, but we take on board feedback. Mr. Curry, who's here today, he requested Beddle Road be correctly spelt to Beddles Road. Might give Mark a little update. We've checked on where we're at with that.
Yeah, through the chair. In referring to the minutes, currently at Landgate, I still need to investigate whether or not it is spelt correctly or incorrectly. On Landgate, it does not include S at the end, and in other areas. Now, unfortunately, I'm in a situation where we've actually lodged an inquiry with Landgate with regards to the correct spelling. We're waiting on that response because I cannot ascertain at the moment whether or not that was actually undertaken and followed up. So I would hope to come back to you very shortly, Mr. Curry, with regards to whether or not that it is actually spelled correctly or needs to be addressed. If it needs to be revised, it will do so as soon as possible.
And as you're aware, thank you, Mr. Curry. Lastly, Mr. McGowan asked about the rubbish collection truck, as the green bins were getting damaged, and that's an ongoing situation. I suppose I'll get Mark to.
Thank you through the chair. Yeah, the condition. It's an ongoing issue that the manager of finance has regular dealings with the contractor and community members regarding the condition of the bins. Sometimes overloading, etc. Sometimes the contractor being a little bit sort of um, heavy-handed is very difficult to manage the truck, right down to the extent that members of the administration have actually observed the trucks going away, and sometimes it's a little bit hit and miss, and sometimes there is damage incurred, and which requires replacement. What I can give community assurances is that we're in regular contact with the contractor with regards to ensuring that the handling of the bins is done so and in a manner that's appropriate, so it doesn't damage too many. But unfortunately, it does come with the territory. Sometimes, unfortunately, bins do get damaged. It's then a process of replacing those bins. What I would say is that the 80s style bins, the older style bins, are a lot more robust than say the new bins that are available today. But unfortunately, it's not necessarily an issue that we can completely address. Unfortunately, we do incur damage to bins throughout the year, and we deal with that on a case by case basis with the contractor and person in question.
Thank you. Moving on to receiving the 23-24 annual report, including the financial statements.
Thank you through the chair. The annual report has been provided and was presented to council last month and subsequently resolved and passed. It includes the financial statements, and just to advise that in accordance with regulations, the Office of the Auditor General signed off and recognised a clean audit with no significant findings in the financial statements that were provided, and I commend the finance team for the work that was done there. Subsequently put forward through the Audit and Risk Committee and with recommendations to be accepted to council, and council subsequently resolved to accept the annual report, including the annual financial statements, in council meeting last month.
Right, you'll have a copy there. Unless there's any questions or queries, is someone happy to move receiving the annual report? Thank you, Councillor Crooks. Mr. Crooks. Second. Thanks, Mr. Hodgkins. All those in favour? Thank you. It's unanimous. General business. I'll open to the floor. Now's your chance to say something. If there's any questions or comments to show. No, if not, I'd like to close the meeting. Thank you all for your attendance. Look forward to seeing you next year.